Welcome to this Gamemaster tutorial where we will be showing you the basic techniques and how to paint Hjalgrum, the Dwarven Cleric from the fantastic Gamemaster character role-playing paint set that features 20 paints, a brush, and 5 free highly detailed miniatures like the one we'll be painting up today. To find out how to assemble and prepare your mini, be sure to reference the first video in this series where we show you how to assemble Zersig, the Tiefling Warlock. It's important that before you can begin adding all of the wonderful colored paints to your miniature, you'll need to apply a primer coat. This primer coat will help the paint to adhere to it better, and you can use the brush-on gray undercoat found inside. Apply a thin coat, and once it's dried, we can begin blocking in all of our colors. With all acrylic paints, be sure to give each bottle a good shake before each use. The Gamemaster paints come with mixing balls preloaded right inside the bottle, which makes mixing them even easier. We're starting with bare brown. It's important to thin your paints with a bit of clean water. Applying thin coats of paint as opposed to thick coats preserves the detail on the miniature. Pick out the leather bits like the gloves with the bare brown, and then grab some dryad brown, and this lighter brown we use to base in the wooden back to this shield. Next we use deadly iron to begin base coating in all of the cleric's armor. Remember to apply each color with 2 thin layers for smooth, even coverage. And don't forget the awesome detail on Hjalgrum's shield. Moving on, we use chaotic black to base in the boots and other black details on the miniature. Using Dwarf Gold, begin applying smooth, thin layers across the metal trim and details like the wings on his helmet. Apply this in thin layers so as not to create brushstrokes on the miniature. We recommend applying a second layer once the first coat has had time to dry. Careful here not to paint over any of your previous work. If you do, don't worry, you can always clean it up with the original color later. You can use ancient bone here for any cloth bits on the miniature, like the hilt of his mace here and his undershirt. We'll then use Wildfire Orange to add some color to our dwarf's beard and braids before blocking in the flesh with rosy skin. Using Shadow Wash will add shade and contrast to the miniature. A wash is a different type of paint designed to flow over the raised edges, leaving the dark pigments in the recesses. Because washes are intended to flow over the raised areas and into the recesses, you want to load your brush with a bit more of this paint on it. And you're going to move it around on top of the surface and let it work its way into the recesses. We'll also use Flesh Wash over the gold hair and any of the other lighter colors on the miniature. If you see it begin to pool up a little bit too much, just clean your brush off, dry it off a little bit, and take the dry bristles of the brush and help to wick some of that pooling effect away. Go ahead and use the shadow wash all over the Dungeness base too. While adding shadow and contrast to the miniature, the wash can also darken it down a bit, so we'll now begin adding highlights. Here with Deadly Iron, we're just applying this to the most raised edges, leaving the shaded areas in the recesses. We'll do the same with Dwarf Gold, just picking out the details on the gold metal areas. While you can go ahead and add even more highlights if you want to, we think Hjalgrum is ready to provide some healing magic to the rest of his adventuring party, so the last thing you'll need to do is paint the rim of your base in your favorite color. We're going to be using Chaotic Black here. And that's it for this tutorial. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Gamemaster news and tutorials by the Army Painter.